Hello, everyone. Welcome to, I think now, the fourth video exclusive of August already. And today I'm recording, it's only the 13th of August, and I'm doing now a fourth video exclusive. What do I want to rant and rave about in this one? Elections. It's supposed to be election day, not election week or election month, or like the left wants, election months, however long they need to manufacture and find votes for their candidates to steal elections. Right in Michigan last cycle, Slotkin for the Senate was behind. And of course, lo and behold, on election night, we can't stop counting. We're not done counting. Alyssa is behind. So in quarter, of course, days, weeks later, she's up by a couple hundred now. We found enough votes. We manufactured enough votes to steal that Senate seat. So now we'll stop counting because our person won. Right? Well, this rant, courtesy of Newsmax, or was it OAN? I think I was watching. The SCOTUS is being asked to hear a case about upholding or the overturning by an appellate court of a lower court that agreed with a state. What state it is, it doesn't matter because we need these reforms in every state. That no, you can't keep counting for months after election day. Their law state, no, you have to be done counting. Now, I think SCOTUS should hear the case, and SCOTUS needs to come down on a ruling indeed. It is election day, not election quarter. We'll keep counting until the end of the year when the left-wing preferred candidate gets declared the winner some way, shape, or form, or through liberal activist courts, of course, keep ordering, the count's got to keep going. People will be disenfranchised. No, how about you do your jobs and count the votes? It's all computerized. It's never been simpler to count the votes than now, but somehow you need weeks and months to do it. No, 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 and your broken water pipe dodge in the middle of the night in Atlanta, so you could stop counting at 2:00, and then at 3:00, the water isn't a problem, and look, we found tens or hundreds of thousands of votes, not just in Georgia, other states, for Biden. Whoa! Lo and behold, after the count stops, an hour later we start, and 99.9% of all the ballots we're counting now are for Biden. That's statistically possible, right? Come on. The court must rule. The Supreme Court must rule. Election day, period. You don't get to keep counting forever, anywhere, any state, regardless of law, because it's a violation of you're disenfranchising those who vote properly and on time by allowing late votes that miss the voting deadlines. Now, I know people are willing to make exceptions for military ballot delays that could happen coming from overseas, or allow into the next day. Okay, you can't demand counting be stopped at 23:59 military time, 11:59 p.m., people, 23:59 on the night of Election Day. It makes sense, yes, certain precincts, because the left always does this, the precincts they control, the big blue counties, they withhold the reporting until after the other counties are in, because they need to know how many votes they need to make up and create to make their candidate win, right? But the court can, could, should, must rule and decide. 23:59, the day following Election Day, is absolutely final. Cut off. No more. No exceptions. It's got to stop. This fraud has got to stop. The cheating has got to be stopped. There is no excuse to be counting beyond the next day. And if there is a water pipe issue, okay, you've got the whole next day to take those ballots somewhere else, plug in the machines, and do the counting. There is no excuse to need a week, an extra month, 3 extra months. Okay, at any rate, I think I've got all the rant and rave that I wanted to get in regarding this in. So thank you for tuning in. And again, a little more Savage Unfiltered Raging Joe-ish here. Right, we all know. How is it before with everything slower? They could get the counting done, even if we have record turnouts, even if every voter in the, and that's the key, actual eligible U.S. citizen voters actually showed up to vote. And that's the other thing, the qualified voter files must have the dead people removed, must have non-citizens removed, must have people who moved to another state removed. You can only vote one person, one vote, one location. You don't get to be in Ohio, but yet get an absentee ballot in Michigan and vote both in Michigan absentee because you moved to Ohio and vote on Election Day in Ohio. No, you must vote where you reside, and only if you're a legal U.S. citizen. And it's all computerized. Even with the paper ballots, the scanners are computerized readers, count them, and we need to go back to, okay, how about then by law, federal law, we take the following week after election to hand count all paper ballots to make sure they match Election Day machine counts. So the machines can't steal elections, as we know they fudge and change votes. I'm a former IT guy. I know darn well you don't have to have access to the machine. It's been proven. There are YouTube videos still where just the memory card, you can make it so that you can shift and change votes on the machines. So we need to have verified paper hand count to make sure that the machine count matches. And it's a valid, legal, lawful, no cheating election results. This isn't difficult stuff. The left opposes it because the left cheats. They know they have to cheat. They must maintain every way, shape, or form, and why they oppose voter ID, right? It's racist, you demo KKK rats, to claim black people or Asian people or Hispanic people can't get IDs. Oh, they don't have a birth certificate. Everyone can get their birth certificate. This isn't the 1920s following the Civil War and slaves, and there might not be proper records. People alive and eligible to the vote today all have access to a birth certificate and can prove they're a legal citizen of this nation. And most places, there's no fee to get an ID, to be able to vote with, to make sure who you claim you are when you're voting, because an illegal vote disenfranchises a legal vote. This isn't tough stuff. This is why the left opposes all this stuff. They cheat. They know they cheat. They never will admit they cheat. We prove over and over. There are countless court cases. Elections have been overturned and new votes been ordered at district and levels, precinct and district levels before. That's why SCOTUS didn't want to hear Texas v. battleground states. They knew the legal precedent existed that in the 6 battleground states where they broke their own election laws, there is no ifs, no ands, no buts, no question whatsoever. Pennsylvania sent out like 1 million absentee ballots, including to people who didn't request them in violation of the law, and got back more than the 1 million ballots they sent out, which is clear fraud. A new election would have had to be ordered in that state, as well as others, including Michigan, because they broke the same law here. Would have been had to have been ordered to have been had under proper legal existing state laws. The precedent existed, and it's time SCOTUS got off its ass, stopped playing games, stopped playing the standing game, or whatever Chief Justice Rob Turds, who, in my opinion, is compromised in some way, shape, or form, keeps finding excuses to excuse cases rather than the court hearing them and indeed putting down a ruling that is truly been precedent forever. And also see Norton v. Shelby case, a whole other set of issues regarding government usurpation there. But at any rate, SCOTUS, you need to hear the case. The ruling would be clear. It's election day, and there's no excuse that the counting can't be completed within 24 hours of the polls closing, not 24 days within the time of the polls closing. Thank you all. Take care. God bless.
Thank you for having tuned in for Constitutionalist Politics Show. If you haven't already, please check out my primary internationally available book, Terror Strikes, coming soon to a city near you. Available anywhere books are sold. If you have locally run bookstores still near you, they can order it for you. And let me remind, over time, the fancy high production items will come. But for now, for starters, it's just you as a very appreciated listener by me. All substance, no fluff, just straight to key discussion points. A show that looks at a variety of topics, mostly politics, through a Christian U.S. constitutionalist lens. So again, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Take care. God bless. Like and subscribe to Constitutionalist Politics Podcast and share episodes. We need your help.
In the heart of Wyandotte, he rose from the ashes. with a voice like thunder that no one can clash with. Born in the summer of '62, a warrior spirit strong and true, with a pen as his sword and ideas ablaze. In the battle for truth, he's setting the stage. Joseph Lenard, hear the call of the brave, fighting for liberty, our rights to save. From the shadows of doubt, he's lighting the way. With honor and integrity, he'll never sway. In the realm of fiction, he weaves his art, a political thriller that tears you apart. Terror strikes echo, a warning to heed. In a world of chaos, he plants the seed. Cancer came knocking, but he stood tall, a survivor spirit ready to fall. Joseph Lenard, hear the call of the brave, fighting for liberty, our rights to save. From the shadows of doubt, he's lighting the way. With honor and integrity, he'll never sway. Podcasts are rolling, his voice rings clear. In a symphony of truth we gather near. Defending the Constitution, he leads the crowd. In the name of freedom, he stands proud. Raise up your voice, let this anthem ignite. For Joseph Lenard, let's stand and unite.